Well, how we doing, guys? We finally end without a $200 loss, which is pretty nice. It is nice. It is a nice, enjoyable feeling to not lose again. But that's never what trading's about. It's never about not losing, winning. It's not about those things. It's about showing up to the charts, trying to execute as best you can with whatever knowledge you possess, and trying to do your best, right? Which is what I try and do every single day, which is just show up and try and do my best. Sometimes you're going to fall short, but that's life, man. And you just keep going, keep trying. So this last few days have been rough for me trading. Really rough, right? 4 straight days. I've never suffered 4 straight, just max losing days. But I do want to look at this economic calendar and kind of go over, again, not taking any accountability off myself, but something to really learn from, because there's always something to learn from when you're, failing and whatnot. So I really want to show you guys something here first before we get into my trade, and the win that I took and what I could have done better today, and what I saw. But if we look at this week, this is a nightmare of a week with news. And I knew that coming in. I've traded long enough to know, and it's on me to be more disciplined, to be more aware of this stuff, and to be more disciplined, right? It's just discipline. It's just holding yourself back from wanting to trade on a no news Monday, right? We had a no news Monday when we had Trump speaking later that day, and then we have a disgusting week of news. CPI moved us this, right? This is CPI, so that's something that impacts the market, right? We had CPI on Wednesday, so this no news Monday, we lost $200 that day, right? We took a decent first trade, and then it lost. Maybe I could have gone break even on that, maybe take the loss, but then we donated money that day, right? But this is a day where we could have probably gotten away from trading. That was on me for trading it, right? I know no news Mondays. I always talk about no news Mondays being bad, unfavorable, blah, blah, blah. And I came in and lost the maximum, right? That's on me. Tuesday, yesterday, we had a Chair Powell speaking, testifying from 10 on. I don't think that this was the real cause for anything bad. I just think that I was trading after the draws and liquidity were taken. So for me, yesterday, whenever the draws were taken over here, we go to the 5-minute, right? We had swept Asia high over here, and we were gearing higher. I did think we were reaching for these highs. I really did. I still don't think that this was bad in here. But looking back, I missed some things, right? I missed the fact that we were above this new day opening gap. We were above equilibrium. All right, a lot of people were commenting that, right? It's true. But I still don't think this is the worst ever trade. I still don't think it's horrible, but definitely some things I was neglecting, some things I would just can learn from, right? That's why we do these videos. That's why I do these videos. That's why I show up every day. That's why I try and get better. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, all I can do is show up and try and do better each day with the knowledge I have, right? With the knowledge I have, right? Because a lot of people will comment something and it's like, oh, your first mistake was this, or you should have known this. Well, I don't have a master playbook of every single thing ever that will make me 100% right every single time. Nobody does, right? So we just do the best with the information we have, that we know, that we understand, because some people look at the market in a different way. We all look at the market, even if you trade an ICT, you look at the market with different lenses. Even if you trade something else, right? Support and resistance. You look at, this as a resistance level, and you're selling right here, and you're catching an amazing trade, and that's great. That's fine, right? Everyone's looking at the market, the same candles, but with different lenses. So I can only do the best with the information I have, and I can only learn from it. So I was longing in premium of this range, right? We were longing here. I'm well above premium, but I was just, over confident in this high getting taken when we had bearish order flow in the 5-minute. We inversed both of these fair value gaps, and we were failing to close above right here, and then we end up inversing here towards data lows. This would actually been the better trade in hindsight, because it was gearing with speed and a direction with the data lows. We could have had a 30-point stop loss and targeted, 37 points, or 1-to-1, literally 1-to-1. That would have been beautiful. But again, that's not me saying taking accountability away from myself, but that's me taking accountability for the mistakes, right? And that's this week, right? That's 2 of the days that we lost were avoidable stuff, right? Very avoidable stuff. That's $400 that could have been in my account. That would be there, right? And last week, what did we do last week? Last week we did really well in the first few days, right? I think I did really well the first few days. This is where everything got away from me here. Unemployment claims, I was fine, but then market was just dumping, dumping, dumping. Thursday, you know what? Actually, no. Thursday, we took a great trade. It stopped us out by a tick, which happens. Sometimes your stop loss is either in the wrong spot or just, unlucky, right? And then it dumped. But what we couldn't do after that is throw away money, right? Again, common theme, I take a loss and then I throw away a remaining balance because of, being frustrated about losing, right? That can't happen. That just can't happen. So this was our fault to this day. This was nothing to do with the market. It's nothing to do with trading on a bad day. We just made a mistake, right? We had a good draw on liquidity. We read market well. This is $200 gone, right? But it's gone, right? And Friday we were trading, and also too, it was a day before NFP, but I still think price action was good this day, right? I still think price action was good Thursday. Friday we had NFP. I can't remember exactly what happened on Friday. Maybe Friday was the day. Friday was the day where price action was good. Okay, Thursday. I'm gonna pull up Thursday, price action, cancel. Bear with me, man. I want to see what Thursday was for my peace of mind. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday was right here. Yeah, Thursday we were trading before NFP. We took this setup right here. We took this short right here, and we did kind of get unlucky. We got stopped here, and then it did dump. It would have been a break-even trade, but it is what it is, right? We then lost that trade, and we just inversed the move and donated to the market. This can't happen, but this is day before NFP. I should probably not be trading day before NFP, right? It's something to learn from. And then Friday Friday was the day where we actually took, in my opinion, a really good trade. But we just mismanaged ourselves, right? We just got quote unquote unlucky, right? It's never unlucky, but we shorted around here. We had our stop above this high. We got stopped out and it ran to our targets, and then we just lost our head in this price action. So all of that being said, is just kind of talk about this last little losing streak and really go over this last losing streak. And really not to take accountability off ourselves. 1025 low here. I'm trying to see something. 1025. So now we have an SMT here. I do think we're going to run higher. So anyways, just to take a second before I talk about any of the win that we took today, just to go over the losses, man. And it seems bad, and I've been in a bad spot mentally because it's hard to lose and lose and lose. And I'm still not out of that because today wasn't really a great day. It could have been, but it was $91. I'll go over the mistakes, or I don't even really want to call it a mistake, but go over the stuff I learned from it. Because it wasn't really a mistake. I didn't break my rules. I didn't over leverage. I didn't over trade. I stopped after one trade. So I'm really should be happy with the day. It's just, I'll go over the trade, but I wanted to go over the losing day because it can be mentally draining, right? And that's why it's so important to review the days. It's important to chart your sessions. It's important to learn from your mistakes because it's not the end of the world, right? My strategy that I'm looking for doesn't not work. It works very well, right? It works very well. I know it works very well. I know that I can read the market well. I know that I know what to look for, but it's easy to start losing confidence in yourself when you start taking losses, especially if you start taking bad losses because you see a trade and you're like, why did I ever think that was good? And it just wasn't good, right? And it just wasn't a good day to trade, and it wasn't a smart decision. And since trading just comes down to decisions and you always have to perform, it doesn't matter what you made yesterday because tomorrow is the next day. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday in trading. It never matters what you did yesterday. I mean, obviously, if you want to make money, you have to do the right thing consistently. But what I mean is, like, tomorrow I'm going to show up, and if I lost one or tied or, whatever, the world blew up yesterday, then it doesn't matter if I show up to the next day, the next session, I have to trade what's in front of me, the chart, the news, the economic calendar, what's coming up tomorrow, right? All these different things, you have to take that into consideration, and you have to work from that. You can't worry. Something that I always talk about as an athlete is that have a quick or a short-term memory, right? Short-term memory. You make a mistake, right? In this case, trading, it's if you take a loss, right? If you take a loss, forget about it if it was a good setup, right? Because when you're playing a sport at a high level and you make a mistake, you can get in your head, and so much of sports is confidence, right? So much of it's confidence. If you watch a player and they're maybe, under some pressure, whatever, blah, 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 and you see them, their confidence is a little bit low, they make some mistakes, they're going to make more mistakes. It's just the human nature, right? So when you're on a losing streak, it's more likely to continue a losing streak or to continue breaking rules or continue making bad habits, because you have the momentum to the downside of, oh my gosh, it's not working. My confidence is getting hit, and confidence is king, right? So what do you have to do? You have to show up to every day with short-term memory. They always say that in sports. If you ever have a good coach or play at a high level, they always say just have a short-term memory, right? If you make a mistake, forget about it, right? It doesn't matter. Just make up that mistake. Come back and get the ball back, right? Get the ball back for your team. Make a big play, right? Do something. Just forget about it. Don't even worry about it, because if you're thinking about that missed shot, when you're about to take another shot, you're going to be more likely to miss. But if you go into that and it's like, I've done this a million times, you get the ball and you're about to shoot the three-pointer. I've done this a million times, right? I've done this a million times. So don't think about the 1 or 2, 3 times that you missed. Don't think about the fact that you missed 3 in a row. Just worry about the fact that you have another opportunity of something that you've practiced, that you worked hard for, and just forget about it. So short-term memory is key to doing well in trading. And then going back and reflecting. So if I go back and reflect honestly, right, I can own the mistakes I've made in my trading. I can own that I shouldn't have traded some of the days because of news. I should own that I shouldn't have gone back into certain trades and re-entered and thrown away extra money. I can own all those mistakes. So yeah, it's not going to change the fact that I lost that $800 4 days straight, but it's going to change that on Wednesday, right, when I come in on my 5th day after losing 4 days, I can come in and still have confidence to take a trade. I can still have confidence to execute on an edge. I can still have confidence in myself, and I can still be confident that I can get out of the slump, which is why it's nice to see one go through today, even though it wasn't a $200 day. It was a partial day. I took a partial and then got stopped trailing my stop. Main reason that I got stopped trailing my stop, I'll kind of go over that for you guys. Obviously, this trade right here is just a 5-minute inversion. That's pretty much all it is. I expect us to rebalance higher. And also, I expect us to manipulate this 1 hour high right here. So this was my main target. This was my main reason for this trade. My main reason for this trade was this 1 hour high and the fact of the displacement. I wanted to also see, I also do want to see us get the data highs. I think that these highs right here are a target. I'm not really sold on the bearish narrative, especially because we've just been rallying all the time. I'm going to turn off the executions now because it's just kind of cluttered. But yeah, and look at the price action right now. We've traded back down to the 15-minute fair value gap here. We tapped that, right? And then we're starting to continue to displace higher. But this is my idea, right? We had a 15-minute fair value gap. We've traded all the way down. And at this point, I don't know if we're going to keep going lower or not, but I do know that this 5-minute gap is a perfect spot. So I go long on the 5-minute break. We also had a nice 1-minute break. And my stop was here. I had the risk 47 points. I was never planning on losing that much, but I just put in a loose stop just in case because there was some volatility today. I didn't want to just get caught with my pants down, so to speak, and just, it come down, wick me here for 20 points and continue higher. But this is where it's frustrating, right? It's definitely frustrating here because I could have just taken profit at this high, both of them. If I was just trading a normal account, maybe I would, take most of them out there. I'd have my stop here, a 1-to-1, and that would be fine. Call it a day. But because there's $200 days and whatever, I've been losing 200. I have my stop here, and I'll just pull up the video. But that was the context of the trade. Right here, we were delivering off this order block right here. We were respecting it still. We traded all the way back down in the 15-minute gap. And this was actually a nice entry right here. I didn't like it because it just seemed like we were pretty bearish. We had an untapped 5-minute, but I could have got in here and put stops to break even at the 5-minute gap, and we would have had a monster trade, absolute monster trade. This really could have been. This really could have been the monster trade we could have taken down here. Get in right here. Stop would have been below this. This low, 25 points, targeting this. I mean, this would have been a monster trade. I wouldn't have had to leave any runners. But we didn't take that one. And it was pretty good, right? We swept out this low here. I don't know if we had an SMT. Let's see if we did. I don't think we did. Yeah, we didn't have an SMT, but we swept out the low. We put in an order block here. We closed above here. This was also a CISD because this was the down close candles that swept out a low inside of a 15-minute fair value gap. This is a phenomenal entry. I was hesitant to take it, maybe due to losing streak, maybe whatever. I just didn't take it, right? That's a amazing entry. I didn't get it. I wanted to see how the 15-minute reacted, and I didn't want to have to just go break even right away. So I just avoided it, right? Maybe that's maybe there was some fear there, maybe whatever, right? I'm not 100% sure what made me not take it, just live time. I just didn't love it. But with this momentum, I mean, this is too perfect, right? I should have taken it, looking back especially. But again, that's why we do these reviews, man, is to learn. So I'll pull up the execution now, right here. And we need to talk about that Madrid game yesterday, man. I can't wait to go to Madrid next week and see the second leg. But that first leg was insane. We finally have beat Manchester in Manchester. But that's for the end of the video when we're done with this. But I just wanted to throw that out there just in case anyone doesn't watch the end, man. So I was looking at stop loss, and it was big. So it's like I could only go 2 micros, right? I could only go 2 micros. And if it lost, I was done for the day, right? I was done for the day. And I was happy with being done for the day if I lost. Due to the fact that, you know, I just couldn't really expect anything better than this. We had this 1 minute gap that I wanted to see us break as the final confluence. And we get in with no hesitation right there. We got in right when it closed. We actually got a little bit under, so it's nice because we got a nice fill. And we were risking 200 again. This is not a hard stop. I'm not just holding. But I'm leaving it to where if we inverse this gap right here, and if we inverse back down on this inversion, I'll close the trade. So we could lose 100, 200, right? But this was just in case the market dropped, we would just lose, right? The reason I had this as a break-even point is this was the 10 o'clock, or not 10 o'clock candle, or maybe it was. It was the 10 o'clock candle. So the reason I had that as a break-even point is because that was a 10 o'clock candle. So I didn't really want to get, again, caught just whatever. I wanted to make sure that we had a smart break-even point. Maybe it was a little bit FOMO type of break-even point because of, losing so much recently. But I wanted to go break-even there. This is where I didn't make a mistake, but I ended up going break-even when we need to, which is fine. I'm perfectly fine with that break-even. In hindsight, again, it's probably a little rushed. But again, man, we've been on a bad losing streak. Sometimes that affects you mentally. But I was pretty calm. I really, really did want to see this take profit. I really want to see this take profit get hit because I just, again, man, when you're on a losing streak, you need just anything to start restoring that confidence in yourself. So I was like, really, really I want this first take profit, which is another reason why I think I didn't hold just for 50 points. But again, like I said, I don't think that I made any mistakes. I don't think I made any mistakes on this trade in terms of taking profit there. Why? That is a swing high, a very important swing high. That is a 1 hour fair value gap. We sold off a bunch, right? We could be bearish, right? I'm not a wizard. I'm not a genius. I'm not a genie, right? Of knowing where the market's going to go. No one is, right? Nobody is. So why would I not take profit at 30 points, right? That's 30 points. You can feed families with 30 points. You can make a good living with 30 points. So I took profit at 30 points, right? I think that's fine. That was a 1-to-1 on the soft stop loss. It wasn't a 1-to-1 on the hard stop loss, but we took profits at a 1-to-1 of the stop loss of, if we inversed this 1 minute or this 1 minute, that would have been about 30 something points, right? So I was really, really stoked to see this one hit take profit. I was really, really stoked to see one go through and really just have a win on the day, guaranteed a win on the day. It was just something that hasn't happened in a long time, right? So I was like, it was nice to see it go through. Especially with this hesitation here, I was more than happy with the take profit because it was just really nice. I was happy. Because it's been rough, man. It's been rough. So then where's the $200 day? Because I wasn't just going to hold indefinitely forever trying to get data highs. Because our stop loss wasn't in a spot to where it was untouchable for a pullback. So I only need about 100. I did some math on my phone. I only need a little bit 100 something, 148. I did the math this exact, and I needed 143 or something. So I ended up just putting a blue line in there. And obviously we're gonna have our stop, or we're gonna put our take profit at the high of. We're gonna put our take profit at the data highs just in case somehow we have some miracle 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 point run just in a second. But I have my stop at break even. I'm chilling now. I at $58, right? We have a stop at break even. We're good to go, right? We did our job. We executed the trade right, and that's fine. The blue line is where we need to get to. This is where the mistake comes in, right? It starts running really efficiently right here. It starts going quick. And I'm like, oh crap, like this is good. So I trail my stop a little bit. The reason I trailed this is because if you're looking at the time, it's 10:24. We had news at 10:30. We had crude oil. Normally it doesn't do much, but with how news has been reacting recently, I was just like, and also too, it says that Powell is testifying right now. So in my opinion, I was like, dude, at any moment we could have just like, look at this. This candle came out of nowhere. No bottom wick, traded up like 40 points, right? I knew that we could have that at any moment. So knowing that, I was not wanting to have a big impulsive candle come down and have slippage. I didn't want news to open and have crazy slippage. So I trailed my stop loss to this low that was tapping a fair value gap that made an order block that broke the high. And I thought it was pretty protected. And my plan was to take profit above this high. I wanted to see if we could get an energetic move above to try and capture more. But I didn't really want to see this come back down to. We end up getting stopped out here for like 20, 35 bucks. We have our stop there right at this candle low. And I don't think that that's really a mistake. Hindsight would tell me if I left my stop in place, I would have hit the $200 day. So that's frustrating because we do end up just souping this low. I'll kind of pull that up now that the trade's done. We end up just souping this low, right? We had our stop right here. It ends up souping this low, and then it runs up above this high. Would have hit our take profit. But again, man, when you're trading, it's not like I really have any clear target here. Like I didn't expect us to run straight to the data high without a pullback. And I also didn't expect us to just really keep going higher, right? I thought that this 1 hour, which it is right now, we did end up closing pretty strong inside of it. But this 1 hour is starting to reject, and it's rejecting hard. And we're moving with a lot of volatility in the market today because of just everything in the news and stuff like that. So I don't think I really mismanaged this too much, right? But it's just, in hindsight, we left our stop at break even. We get a soup here, and then when we get a reaction, we could have maybe trailed stop then to this low, and then we could have gotten our take profit above this high and had a $200 day. And it is frustrating. It is very frustrating to not get a $200 day after losing 200 4 days in a row and making only 91. But at the end of the day, I executed pretty well. I got in on my model. I took profit at a key point, and we trailed our stop. If we didn't trail our stop, we could have left it here. Probably what I should have done, but I just, I trailed the stop due to just, again, it was the volatility of 10:30. I didn't know what 10:30 was going to do. I didn't know if it was going to be a 100-point move. I didn't know if Trump was going to tweet something. So I just wanted to kind of protect myself from a really bad slippage fill. So probably not the best thing, but also too, again, it's that mentality of losing a lot recently that probably makes me execute with a little bit worse decisions. But I wouldn't say I broke my rules. I wouldn't say I did anything bad. I'm not disappointed with how I did anything. It's just more disappointing that the winning day is smaller. But it's not. It's just because we got partialed, right? We didn't have a full take profit. What could I have done instead? I could have obviously taken this trade right here. I could have entered here. I could have targeted a 1-to-1. I could have targeted the 50 points. And if we would have done this, we would have been great. We would have been fantastic because, right? We would have had a $200 day. It would have gotten there guaranteed. What could I have done? I could have gone break even at this high. And yeah, I could have gone break even at this high. Right here, my break even stop, it would have traded down, wouldn't have got me, and it would have traded $200 day, locked up, and it would have been day done. It was day done regardless, but it would have been day done right there. And the reason I didn't do that is just because, again, man, like this high right here is the 1 hour fair value gap. So we would have had them been targeting from this high to get 50 points, another 20 points, right? And that's 20 points. Today it doesn't look like much because of the ranges, but 20 points is 20 points. We could have easily souped this high and then just started displacing lower. We really could have. And I'm not going to sit here. Nobody knows, right? Just because you use a concept doesn't mean it has to do something. So when I have these invisible targets, right, over here is nothing. This is nothing. This is an imbalance. This is basically a void in price, right? So I don't know how much higher it's going to go above this high, right? This is a clear, obvious, important target for me. So I took a profit there. Nothing wrong with that. when you're focused on the $200 day, there's something wrong with it because you don't get the $200 day. And then, yes, we got really, really close to our $200 day even with taking profit here, but we just didn't get it, right? So if we would have held this take profit right here, and if we would have just targeted the 50 points, we would have smacked it right there, and we would have had the $200 day. Boom, simple as that. But we didn't do that, right? And that's fine. That's perfectly fine that we didn't do that because, because I don't know. I don't think that's really the best way, or that's not how I've traded, right? Maybe I can learn and get better at doing that, but I don't think, like, one things I want to focus on is not trading differently because I'm on an Express account that makes me need to get $200 days. I don't want to be so caught up on $200 days that I just don't execute well. And in my opinion, if I don't take a partial at this high, if I don't go break even at this high, that would be me not executing well, right? Because it's giving you a solid spot to take profit. I don't know how far it's going to go after this, right? If our target was, if we took one micro, we'd need 100 points, and we would have got it. So we would have got it, but that's just a very rare case, right? Look, we really reversed on the dime. If we got a worse fill and we needed 100 points, right? If we needed 100 points and we got a slightly worse fill on the trade, right? And we got a little bit of a slip right here, right? We would have been holding out for $200 a day, and it would never got there, and we'd get stopped to break even. So again, that's all hypotheticals, but I don't think I did anything wrong. I just don't think I maximized today, which is fine. The best thing I did, the absolute best thing I did, which made this day 2 in a row of following my rules and being disciplined and doing the right things, I felt the frustration. I was very upset. Not like raging upset, but just mentally it was like, how did I only make $91? You know what I mean? Like, we could have had the $200 day if I would have just held for 50 points or if I would have just left my stop break even. As soon as I recognized that, and also, too, time of day, right, I took my trade, right? This was a nice move. We had a great move off open, not like, price action-wise in terms of entries, but great move off open. We had a great retracement. We had a great second move, right? After this is happening, there's probably not going to be another setup, and there really hasn't been. But on top of that, I could feel the frustration. I could feel the just disappointment in myself. And just that fear, right? That fear started building up again of, oh my gosh, we never have big days. We keep losing, right? We keep losing, whatever. That was it, right? That was going through my head, and I was frustrated. So with that frustration, I said, look, I'm done for the day. I'm locking my account. I'm stopping here. I don't need a $200 day. I don't need to force another entry. I don't have to make back all my losses from one day, right? And that's the best thing I did today. I'm super, super happy with myself. I'm super, super happy with how I've been trading. Really have been. With my improvement, with my gain of knowledge, with everything that's been going on. I'm super, super happy and grateful for that. So nice to snap the losing streak. But again, short-term memory. I show up tomorrow and I try and do better. I try and do my best, right? That's all we can do. That's all I'm trying to do. And that's all I'll ever do is do the best with the information I possess, right? I can keep learning. I can keep trying, keep doing whatever. But it's just, what can I do with the information I have, right? And what can I do to get more information, right? So I appreciate all you guys watching. We have hit another 250 subscribers. 3,254, I think, to be exact, maybe 53. That is sick. Man, I'm hyped about it because that was 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We've under 3 weeks, we've gained 250 subscribers. So that means we have a quarter coming for all the new subscribers, all the people that have just found my channel. We put in a quarter into a jar every single time. We have a lot of quarters to fill up the jar, right? We have a lot to fill up. Our goal is 100K. And that's, I think, 400 quarters. I might be an idiot, but that's 400 quarters. We have what now? We have 4, 8, 12. This will be number 13, man. This will be quarter number 13. And we grabbed the 2000 make Virginia Jamestown quarter right here. This guy right here is going into the jar. Let's get a nice video of it here. Jamestown, you see that little boat right there? This represents 250 of y'all boys, and maybe some girls. If you're a girl and you're sexy, hit me up. that being said, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I've been getting a ton more views the last few days. Shout out that losing streak, man. It always juices my channel. I can't lie. After I have a big losing day or a losing streak, it's frustrating. But then I look on the bright side because I always try and be glass half full, right? Even though sometimes I'm negative, sometimes I'm, getting my way, getting my feelings, right? But glass half full me always says, hey, we had a losing day. That means I'm going to make a little bit more money on YouTube today. That means I'm going to get a little more subscribers, a little more views. And y'all can see, I've hit like almost 3K views. I have like 3.9K, 3K in yesterday's video, 2.7K. Like, bro, like those 3 videos alone have probably made me like $60, which is like a pretty big deal, right? For me, that's a big deal. That's a lot of money for me in terms of just like, that pays for an entire funded challenge. So here it is. Here are the other quarters. I'm going to try and flip it into the jar. Oh, shoot. It's kind of hard because I was looking at the camera. Okay, here we go. We're in frame here. There we go, baby. 3,250 of y'all in here. Starting to take shape down there, man, but let's start getting it like that, you know what I mean? Like start getting some real money in there. Something that I'm like, man, I kind of want to spend that, But yeah, I'm super excited for the growth on this channel. I'm super excited for how I've been trading. It's been a rough few days, but we just gotta keep focusing on what's important. The main thing is the main thing, right? And that's just getting better each day and trying to be better. If I left a rude comment to you, it was probably because you left a rude comment or what I perceive to be a rude comment about me or my trading. I just want to apologize. I need to go and individually apologize on the comments, but that might take a while because I have a lot to scroll through. But I do want to apologize because I definitely have been rude to some people in the comments. Some people may deserve it, right? Some people do deserve it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like everyone, is just a great guy. But I need to do better. I try and be a better person than that. And I just wanted to acknowledge, and kind of just admit that, right? I want to come on and admit the fact that I definitely have just been a little bit, I don't even know the right word for it, but just, I'll get a comment and I'll read it and it'll just make me upset and I'll respond back and just kind of be a smart, what, right? And I need to be more mature to do, like, realistically, man, it's just some kid on his keyboard, you know what I mean? Saying something because he wants to wind me up and, regardless if you said something that, was backhanded, I don't need to respond with anything, whatever. I don't need to try and poke fun or whatever. So I want to apologize for that. I need to go back to the comments and personally apologize, even though, it's not really that's not really what I want to do. I don't really like to do that, but, that's how you be a better person, man. So I just wanted to say that because it's kind of gotten out of hand, especially on the losing streak. It just ramped everything up because, getting the comment where someone says, I forgot what it was, but it was like, 4 straight losing day, you're never going to do this, bud, just quit or something. It's like, it's always tempting to just respond back something just kind of smart, because that comment's really unnecessary, if I'm being honest, but I'm a grown man, right? I'm a grown man. It's a YouTube comment. It ain't that deep, right? It ain't that deep. That man's probably paying $20 a month to an OF girl. Like, it's not that deep, right? So you see what I'm saying? So, but I have to do better, right? I'm trying to do better in all aspects of my life, not just trading. And sometimes you can lose sight pretty easily. So, wanted to say that. Wanted to be happy for the 3,250 subscribers. And yeah, man. Got a lot I want to do, man. I got a lot I want to accomplish and keep going. I think I can just do a lot more than I'm doing currently, right? But that was today. That was a recap. That was everything. I would say the rest of the day is going to be a little bit unpredictable because we're just kind of in a lot of just rough waters, and I think we have some more news coming up this week. But, man, that Man City game, I want to talk about it real quick. Real quick. Man, what a game, man. I can't believe that Madrid finally beat them on their own soil. Super excited to be in Madrid next week and watch that game in the Bernabeu. Hopefully Madrid can score 3 when I'm there. That's my goal because I think 3 is a guarantee through. I can't see City scoring 4 in the Bernabeu, but I'm so happy that they won. They should have won by multiple goals. That was just a game. If you haven't seen it, if you don't even like soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, go watch the highlights of the game. It was a great game. If you don't like it, you probably won't enjoy it, but I was so stoked about that game. I was so excited to watch, and that's why I love Madrid. That's why I love the game, and that's why I'm going there, man. That's why I'm spending half the money in my bank account to go and watch the play. Right, paid $700 for the ticket, but I'm never one to worry about money. I'm never one to worry about how much something is. I think that life is about experiences. I could, tomorrow, right, and nobody knows when that day is. So experience life. Don't worry about whatever. Don't wait for whatever to do the things you want to do. Just go and do them, right? Don't wait. Don't wait to be profitable to start posting on YouTube. Don't wait to be profitable to start, traveling like you want to. Don't wait to be profitable to, tell someone that you forgive them or something like that, right? Just be a good person. Try and do better things, and live your life, man. Because you don't know, man. You don't know. You don't know if you're gonna. You don't know how long it's going to take you for whatever you're trying to. I'm going to only be happy when I got this. I'm only be happy when I'm profitable. I'm only going to do this when I'm profitable. Bro, don't think like that, man. And I want to just make that message too, because it's been on my mind, because part of me was like, can I really afford it this year? Like, what, I could spend that money on challenges and stuff like that. And it's like, at the end of the day, man, we don't know what we got, right? So just do with that information with what you want, man. I can't tell you how to live your life, but don't be afraid, man. Live in abundance, right? I live in an abundance mindset. I'm not worried about money. I never will be, because I know money will come to me, right? I know money will come to me. It might sound stupid, right? But I know money will flow to me. I know it will, right? And if you want to have a different opinion about that, then you can have a different opinion. But I know how the world works. I know how it works, man, and it's just you have to have that abundant mindset. If you think bad things happen, right? And it's just how it works. So I will see you guys. Sorry about this long one again, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Super stoked today to get off the blocks and, not have to make a losing video, even though it's going to perform. It would perform better than this, right? 5 straight losing days. Maybe I should just title that to get the clickbait, but no, it's not smart. But it would 100% get more views than this video can get. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Isn't it obvious that I have a rambling problem? I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to hit the gym. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped up because of that. Just thinking about that Madrid game, man. It was just exciting, man. I was just revved up after that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know why this video is still going, but peace.